Hi there, welcome to Uexcel Labs. Here in this video, we are going to look for a career strategy for people, especially people who have been recently furloughed or laid off from the career that they had in the past. I know there are many of you who are in this situation and desperately looking for a new job or a new career. So I'm hoping that this video will be of some value to you. And what we are going to do is we'll provide a series of videos starting with this. And in the next few videos, we'll look at how to apply for a new job or how to start a new career or maybe start a new business. It depends on what you like and what you think might be the right thing for you. Okay. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to look at the career you had in the past and you want to conduct a self-analysis. Okay. So, you want to look at what you did, what your performance was like, what your colleagues thought of you, what your boss thought of you, what kind of promotions you got, and then how you came to the point, to the crossroads where you are today. Okay, so you might be thinking that I know I want to be a web developer, I want to be a product designer. Okay, that's what I've been doing in the past, but depending on the job market today, there may not be a lot of needs for product designers. So you have to really analyze your likes and dislikes, analyze your choices, and also look at what the market is like today. Okay, what are the opportunities? Where are those opportunities? Do you have to move somewhere? Do you want to move with your family? So you have to ask those questions and you have to analyze, yourself. What makes sense for you at this point. And one important thing that you may like to do is, is to do this self-analysis and examine your answers. Write down your answers, examine your answers, and examine the values that you uncover that are truly your own. Okay, self-analysis at this stage is extremely important. Okay, especially when you're going to do a career change. Okay, you have to be very clear. You have to be very honest to yourself, and you have to be very specific about what your skill set are. Okay, do you need to build some new skill set? Okay, if you want to work towards real goals, that's very, very important. And also you have to also think about what kind of experience you're going to write in your resume, because when you're doing a career change, many times employers will look for 3 to 5 years experience in a new job. Okay, or they will be offering a very low level job. Are you willing to take the low level job? Okay, entry level job, or if you're looking for a senior job, they definitely will ask for more experience. Do you have that experience? What are you going to say when they ask for that experience? Especially when you're starting a new career. So there are many of these questions that you have to go through. Okay, when you are getting ready for career change, and of course, your values are going to be also very important. Do you like to work that kind of job? Do in that new field, in that new career? Okay, maybe it conflicts with your value system. Okay, so there are many issues that you have to go through and very carefully analyze your position on this. Okay, so one of the method for self-analysis that people do is they take some sometimes they take some personality test. Okay, there are a lot of personality tests out there in the market. You can buy those, you can conduct those. That'll in a way reveal to yourself even sometimes things that you didn't know about yourself. Okay, what about your likes and dislikes? Do you like working in an 8 to 5 job? Do you like working in the weekends, or do you like working overtime? So there are tests like Myers-Briggs. Okay, Myers-Briggs indicators. You can go through those. They'll tell you what kind of personality you have. Okay, and based on that you can choose a new career. Okay, another way to really identify yourself is what makes you happy. Is it just having a good boss, or joy? Does it give you joy to have a job that gives you job satisfaction? Is it money, or is it colleagues, or is it the environment, and is it the place where you can realize your unfulfilled potential until now. You know, so is that something that you're looking for? Okay, so all of these you have to examine. I mean, there are some questions that you can ask. Okay, what are the top 5 things you liked about your past career? Okay, what are the top 5 things you disliked about your past career? Okay, in what ways did you excel in your past career? Okay, in what ways did you struggle in your past career? Okay, and of course, another point that I've been saying, over and over again is, what do you value most? Okay, because you have to be happy. It has to match with your value system, especially when you're doing a new, in a career change, going into a new field. Okay, so what do you value most? That's a very, very important question that you have to ask yourself. Okay, and there are also some of the things that you have to look at, like what are your skill sets? Okay, what are the if you're applying for a new position, what are the intangible qualities that that position should have? Or what are the tangible qualities that that position should have? Okay. Again, you have to look at the environmental values, the social values. Does the company is a happy place? Okay. Do they have, fun meetings? Do they have parties from time to time? Do they have, gyms? And, are they health conscious company? What kind of relationship does the company value? Okay, is it a very, very strict hierarchical relationship, or they treat everybody as peers almost? Okay, so reflect on all your answers, and again, as I mentioned, I mean, those are the 4 things that you have to carefully look at when it comes to values: the environmental values, the relationships, the content, the flexible hours, the creativity in your job, and all those kind of things, and the intrinsic values. Okay, is it a community? Is it like a family? Okay, and then you have to think about what's going to be your place on the map in this new company. Okay, are you going to be a team leader? Are you going to have some authority? Are you going to have decision making power, or you're going to be just one of the lowest person on the totem pole? Because you started a new career, and this is an entry level job for you. Okay, are you going to be happy taking on that kind of position? Okay, and the another thing is that what kind of companies are these? You have to look at the type of company. Is it a startup? Is it a new startup with very few people? Okay, that means it's going to be a very, very cutthroat company with a lot of work. You may have to put on too many hats. Or is it a startup which is sort of established, have been in the market already for 5-6 years? They're maybe they're profitable already. So that's a very different kind of company. Or maybe a Fortune 500 company, which is a large company where there are many, 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 many people, and you are just one of their thousands of employees they have worldwide. So you have to think about all of these things and decide what makes sense for you. And then once you analyze all these things, and do keep notes of these. Okay, and you have to think about, like, whether you even want to be maybe in a tech field, or you want to be in a non-tech field, or whether you want to start your own business, whether you want to be a freelancer. Okay, maybe you don't want to work for anybody anymore, like I mentioned. Okay, and if you want to be a freelancer, do you have the money? If you cannot get a good deal, a good gig for a few months, do you have the money to get by? Okay, or do you want to start a new startup, and then do you want to do it with your own money, or do you want to apply to a VC for money? Okay, and are you willing to relocate? Do you see any interesting job listings in the field that you have in mind, that the career change that you're considering? So these are very, 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 very important issues that you have to consider. Okay, and don't limit yourself. You always can train yourself in the new field, but first and foremost, you have to enjoy the job. You have to have job satisfaction going into this new field. It is not easy to make a career change. Okay, or maybe you may decide that no, you want to stay with your same career, same field that you were in before, and maybe you're willing to move to a different place. Maybe you're willing to move to a less paying job, but you want to stay in the same field because you don't have any other new skill set, and you don't have the time or the money to develop a new skill set. So one way to do this is to create what is called a mission statement. Okay, mission statements, you can write like, I want to become, then the job title, and then write down some of the values that it should have, the company should have, or the job should have, and then write down the company culture, okay, that you desire, and also write down what you offer to them as a professional. Okay, and once you have all of these things written down on a piece of paper, review it carefully. And once you review it carefully, what you can do is you can even play along with some role playing, that okay, if I had this job, if maybe it's in research or R&D, or maybe it's in teaching. Okay, take yourself through the process. Okay, and do some storytelling. I'm teaching a class and I'll have maybe 200 students, or I'll teach a class online, or face to face, and how will it be? Take yourself, kind of visualize, okay, the process of teaching, or visualize the process of doing research in a top company, and think about whether that makes you feel more energized, or whether that makes you feel bad, or whether that makes you feel excited and willing to apply right away. So with that, I'm going to end this video, and if you have any comments, please write down the comments. Please subscribe to this channel of Uexcel Labs, and in the next video I'm going to talk about how to apply. Once you decide to make this career change, once you decide to go through this self-analysis process and have that in front of you, what is the next step? How do you apply for a career change? Okay, that's what we'll be reviewing in our next video. Okay, thank you.